What's up, everybody?
Hi.
It's Tucker and the Beard. And this episode of Tucker and the Beard is brought to you by our respective real estate careers.
Us. It's brought to you by us.
Yeah. It's brought to you by Tucker and the Beard.
There you go.
We're not just movie nerds who like to sit in front of microphones. We're actually top producing real estate agents here in the Prescott area in Arizona.
Yes, very much so. Who would like to help you out with your real estate needs?
Yeah, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate here in the beautiful Prescott area, we would love to be of assistance. Tucker, how can the people get a hold of you?
Well, you can get a hold of me, Edward the Tucker, at 928-710-4690, or you can get a hold of The Beard
at 928-910-5954. You can also find both of us on Facebook, or just shoot us a message.
Yeah, it'd be Kellen the Beard Hoskins, so
that's
people
right.
can find you.
And yeah, that's enough business talk.
Off to the show.
Let's do it. Here we go. Back at it.
Here we are.
Couple days late, but better late than never.
Well, I blame one man.
It was me.
Oh, I was just going to make up somebody. I was going to be like...
No, I had to go catch a cold.
Robert De Niro.
It's his fault. No, I had to go catch a cold and made recording a little bit difficult this week.
It did.
So,
but
I'm doing okay.
We also had our running around and things and stuff.
We also have these things called jobs.
And taco challenges, and hope everyone enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Had somebody tell me, just be like, I started watching the video, but it was those tacos were a lot. And I was like, listen, we were the ones that
have to eat them. Yeah.
Well,
holy cow. I didn't eat for the rest of the day. I was just like,
oh. I was like, I'm sorry that was too much work for you. Like, what do you want from me?
We'll try and be more sensitive next time.
Jeez. Give everybody their shot. If it was up to you, I'd be eating one taco in front of the camera.
Just slowly and do it without a care in the world.
Do some more.
Do it slow.
That's my True Lies reference.
Do it slow. So, all right. We're back. We're late, but we're here. And that's all that really matters.
Like John Rambo. Back. Which hopefully is the movie
you guys
of the
are
week.
Yeah, hopefully you guys are happier to see us back than we were to see John Rambo come back.
Buckle up.
This is gonna be a short review, I think. It's a good thing there's a fair amount of movie news in the world, which
we will start with first.
Yeah,
some big things happening.
New trailer. What did it just drop today?
I know.
The Irishman.
You know how I know?
Because you told me.
I was the one that showed it to you.
You broke the news to me.
I was the breaking news for you.
And The Irishman.
Yes. Which is, we have it already on the list. Yes, we already have it on the list.
I would watch the trailer over and over and over again.
Yeah. It's like, done it a couple times, but it's good stuff, man. Like, yeah. The hype was real before the trailer.
Well, again,
for those,
you put Scorsese behind the camera, and you put people like Joe Pesci,
right,
Robert De Niro, Al Pacino.
Did you see some Harvey Keitel?
Some Harvey Keitel in there.
What?
Even Ray Romano.
Yes.
Showing us why everybody loves Raymond.
I know, coming out in a Martin Scorsese flick. And not just any Martin Scorsese flick, but this is like, Netflix might help themselves out a little bit. Like I said,
they got to do something because their stock is falling through the floor, continuing today.
So they're really, I was gonna say, we were talking about that yesterday. I think about their stock, and I'm like, it's just gonna keep falling.
Yeah,
it's like Tom Petty.
It's free falling.
I didn't even have to say it.
If I wasn't still recovering from a cold, I would have belted out a few bars. But
fantastic.
It's best for everybody that I don't right now.
But yeah, no. Streaming to Netflix, this is a heavy hitter. Like, I think if it was one that was in the movie theater, it'd be like an Oscar contender. You know,
Yeah, so I don't know how that works.
I don't. It's got to be some kind of
I think maybe because there is, I believe, a
category.
No. I think that they are doing like kind of what they're doing for the Breaking Bad movie that comes out in a week or two.
Okay.
They're doing like a single day wide release.
Oh, in the movie.
And I had heard that they were doing something like that with The Irishman,
So
and maybe
so they could be a contender.
so they can be a contender instead of a bum.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you know what? Go in and pay your day, or you can just wait
Yeah.
and see it for Netflix
Well, I think
prices
it's mostly so they can be like I said in Oscar contention
in the running.
because this could be huge for Netflix.
Right.
You know, this is the reason. You know, they're kind of trying to remind us. I think like, hey,
We're still here. We're not Crackle yet.
we're not we're still here, but B, if you recall, we know how to put out good original content. And that's
Okay.
something that our newfound competitors, we don't know about that yet.
Yeah. Well, it's like one of those things. It's like,
We assume that all the cool stuff that we're seeing for Disney Plus is going to be great.
yeah, and it could be slow trickles out.
And it could be bad. I mean, it could be poorly written. I
don't
doubt
think-
it.
I don't think so.
I doubt
but-
it.
Right.
However,
You're trying to, a new.
we don't know. It's
Yeah.
an unknown quantity.
It seems like daily we're getting new contenders.
Yeah.
So
Which is a little frustrating for me, I think.
right, because it's just take my money.
Right. But how much money? How many different subscriptions am I going to have to sign up for to see everything that,
Right.
that I want
It's
to see?
it's gonna be my top, my top 3. Or so.
Yeah.
That it's gonna be Disney. Disney Plus is
Well, because now we've got the major networks, with the exception of ABC, because Disney.
Disney.
But your major networks are now talking about, we're just gonna introduce our own streaming services, and you can pay extra for that too.
Yeah. Good. I mean,
You know,
good
hey,
luck
you
to
wanna
them.
you wanna watch Office reruns?
Right.
Cool. NBC.com/pay me.
/ Peacock.
You know, CBS has already been doing it. Very few CBS shows are available on widely available streaming services.
But yeah, one of the things I was telling you about the other day, because we were joking around about some hash browns,
Hash brown.
was some
Even YouTube. YouTube has great original content.
with some Cobra Kai.
But I can't pay. It's I don't know. Out of all of them, YouTube especially, the price on YouTube Premium is really quite insane.
Well, and I think
It's $16 a
some
month.
point, because right now their biggest one is the Cobra Kai.
Yeah, and they have some other content providers that make free content on the site.
Right.
One of my personal favorites, I'll just use them as an example. But the folks behind Good Mythical Morning, Rhett and Link,
Right.
have YouTube original programming, more of a scripted TV show
Right.
that's available to premium subscribers on YouTube.
Right. But it's like how much.
But you know how many
wanna-
episodes I've watched? The ones that they released for free.
Right.
And that's like one of my favorite YouTube channels.
Right. So if you're not willing to, fork it up for them.
Yeah, I'm certainly not going to. I won't. I will not.
Refuse.
I will not subscribe to CBS All Access.
Oh, I have no.
I will not subscribe to if Fox. Well, Fox won't do it now because they're part of the Disney family.
Right, but even
so, really, it's just
Yeah.
NBC and CBS that are kind of out there on their own.
And CBS has some cool stuff because they're, and even more so,
Hey.
it's not enough. It's, they're doing the Picard,
Yeah.
the Star Trek stuff, and it's like, oh, that's really cool. Someday I'll see it for free somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, to get, caught up somewhere.
Listen, I liked the show The Big Bang Theory, but I ain't paying $6 a month so I can watch reruns of it.
But you can watch reruns now. I was going to say on some UPN, but it's not UPN
I don't.
anymore.
Well, that's the thing is I do not subscribe to cable
Right.
at my home. So
Right.
if it's not streaming, it ain't showing at Casa de Beard. Okay.
You ain't seeing.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got sassy
It just
with
ain't
that
happening.
one. You got sassy with that one. So, other movie news. We got some Joker dilemma. We're seeing that in what, like 2 weeks?
Yep.
And it's already catching some flack.
In the words of the great and powerful DMX. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Okay?
You had to start it with some DMX, didn't you?
I did.
Jeez. No, it's
already being criticized for being overly violent.
Which, I mean, I'll play the devil's advocate.
Please.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
I have not.
That was, well, I was gonna say Jack Nicholson, but it was
also the
original
Joker.
Batman movie.
Yeah,
it was the Joker. But it's one of those things because the director came out saying it doesn't make sense that the John Wick movies, which are violent, are okay, but the Joker movie is getting a lot of flack for being violent. I think surprise to no one that the movie's violent. It shouldn't be a shock to anyone.
You don't say.
The Joker is a very violent character, and they've said that this is a very dark version of that character. So it shouldn't be any shock. But I think where they're coming with it is the fact that the Joker is a comic book character. Listen, if you're going to take... I'm not going to take my kids to go see Joker.
Well, first of all, is it not rated R?
I believe so. If it's
I don't take my kids rated R movies, so that's an easy... Okay, my kids won't see it. That's fine.
Right. So you can't get... Like, there's a level of... Okay.
Now I have to fact check myself on that.
Oh, it's going to be...
Keep talking.
It's going to be...
I'm fact checking.
Hard R.
I would hope so. I don't see a way that it couldn't be.
Right. It's I don't even have to check that one. That's a hard R.
All right. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you will know. And knowing is half the battle.
That's right, G.I. Joe. Yeah, definitely rated R.
Yeah, it's...
So, yeah, you shouldn't be taking your kids to rated R movies. I'll be the judgy parent in the room.
Right. I think that they just... I mean, I'm going to go,
Didn't take my kids to John Wick either.
Right. They haven't seen Deadpool.
Yeah.
Just saying. Saw a kid at my kid's school dressed in a Deadpool shirt, and I'm like, stop it.
I didn't even
You're not fooling anyone.
I didn't even let my kids watch the toned down Deadpool.
Yeah.
That they released.
Yeah.
Straight to DVD.
It was...
I didn't watch it. I didn't let my kids watch it. You want to know why?
I saw pieces of it.
Because it's not appropriate for children.
Yeah. It was still not... The level it was at, it was just kind of like, okay, that was your toned down version, and it's a Deadpool is very R-rated. So
he's an R-rated character, and rightly so, especially depending on the storyline that you're working with or the artists and writers involved. The Joker's a very deranged, disturbing character.
Right.
So if you if you're expecting, pow boom bam Joker, you were born 50 years too late.
Yeah, if you're expecting...
That's not the Joker.
That version of Joker, that's not...
Even Jack Nicholson's Joker was far darker.
Yeah.
Than that.
And we just gradually have gotten darker.
Well, some of these storylines are based on graphic novels and sets that were written 20, 25 years ago.
Right.
They're just taking them and adapting them to film. And why aren't we hearing about any of the violence, the extreme violence in the PG-13 rated Avengers series from the MCU?
Oh, I agree. Well, I think...
Thanos literally wipes out half of all life in the universe. He genocides half of everybody.
Right. Well, and it's we've talked
about that.
There's no G-rated movies anymore.
No.
And even movies that are now PG, they're
a little riskier than they used to could be.
I mean, the world has changed. We know that, but it's kind of like, okay, you watch stuff on TV or whatever, and it's they're cussing and
stuff that they say on television now. It's not just the 7 words that George Carlin reminded us of us of. It's a whole different landscape, and I'm not saying that that's okay. But what I am saying is, seriously, stop.
Yeah. Know what you're getting yourself into.
Just stop with the trying to baby everybody.
Yeah.
Stop with that crap.
Well, it's just
it's an old song that I'm done singing.
It's people are finding things to complain about, and
it's outrage porn, and it's stupid.
Right.
And
There shouldn't be a surprise.
If you participate in that, then
dark.
You should feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
There, I said it.
It's dark, violent.
I'm shaming you.
There you go.
Am I going to get in trouble for shaming people now?
No.
Probably.
But speaking of MCU.
Okay.
Switching around.
Speak on it.
The Marvel man himself, Kevin Feige.
Okay.
Has been hand selected.
Hand selected, you say?
Hand selected to step over and help save, as they say, the Star Wars franchise. He's going to be in charge of some new Star Wars flicks after this one.
So, I'm going to defer to you.
That's why I said it in the first place.
The bigger Star Wars nerd. Again, I've said it before.
I own it.
I'll say it again. I enjoy the films.
Right.
I like the story.
Right.
I'll watch every single one of the movies, even episode 1 and 2. Okay? But I'm just not that into it. I didn't watch any of the auxiliary stuff. I think I did watch a little bit of some of like the offshoot movies that have come out in the last few years.
Okay.
But just that's where my geekdom lies when it comes to Star Wars.
If it was a Harry Potter thing,
yeah.
You'd
so
take the
is the main story.
Right.
They're saying that this is the end of it. Yes.
This is the
episode 9.
This is the end of the
12. Sorry,
the Skywalker saga.
Okay, so this is like the MCU equivalent to Endgame.
Correct. It's not,
but fewer movies over a longer period of time.
Right. Star Wars is not going anywhere.
Sure.
They're going to keep that money bank rolling. They're just kind of like, all right, let's wrap up the Skywalker saga, and.
So that means that they're going to end Rey's character too, or is she going to spin off and be the new thing?
Don't know.
I'm doing that thing that my wife does when I give her a very limited amount of information when it's all I have.
Listen, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell my wife. Like, I don't.
You have given me all the information that you currently have on the subject.
I haven't seen the movie either. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Fair enough. I wasn't sure if there was more out there in that.
They just know that it's the end of
this storyline.
This storyline.
Good, great, grand, wonderful.
But it's a big galaxy, far away.
So I mean, dude's got a good track record.
Yeah, I think it's
so it'll be interesting.
Good. I'm still waiting to hear some good Spider-Man news.
One of these days.
The love of my life. My wife just finally got to see Far From Home.
Okay.
The other day, and she's a big fan, and she's pulling her hair. I'm like, what's going to happen with Spider-Man? I don't know.
I've given you all of the information that I have available to me.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to drop some Jurassic Park news?
Oh, big news. Huge news. I was like, I saw this and I was like, yes.
Oh, yeah. I was ecstatic.
They're bringing it back around.
I think to finish off that saga. I think that's.
I kind of hope so. I don't know if we've shared on the podcast what I think. I think the best way to
we've talked
end.
About it.
I don't know. Have we talked about it on the podcast though? I don't know.
I think so.
Because I'm gonna be that guy because in the book, the reason there was no actual sequel to the book, okay, is because 2 key characters at the end of the book died.
Right.
And it's their faults
that everything happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if we can get rid of Dr. Wu and John Hammond, none of this would have been a problem in the first place.
Well, truth.
Right? But we didn't in the movies, and now we have 5 other movies.
Right. Well, it's kind of, I saw something the other day, and it was this, scientists think that they're about 5 years away from cloning a dinosaur, and it's like, there's literally a franchise
there's
explaining
5 movies.
Why we shouldn't
Don't do this. But the exciting Jurassic Park news is that Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum will all be returning. And what might be the 6th and final entry into this part of the franchise. Right. Again, I think it may end up being kind of ripe for spin-off.
Right.
We know that there's dinosaurs free on the mainland because of the short movie that, if you didn't watch, go back to last week's episode and hear us talk about that, or just go watch the new short movie. It's like 8 minutes long and it's worth your time.
Yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, that was really, because Jeff Goldblum was in the last one in Fallen Kingdom for, like, they announced it and then he was in there for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh my gosh,
hopefully
it's
it's better
Goldblum.
than that.
But yeah, I don't think it's going to be the version that we have jokingly written called Chaos Theory, where he just becomes,
where it's just
like
an
a
assassination force to go find Dr. Henry Wu and kill him.
Right. Because it needs to happen.
And quickly.
Yeah. And painfully.
So I'm hoping that, we'll see at least a little bit of that.
But that's just huge news to kind of circle back around and bring.
Oh, yeah.
I've always been a fan of Sam Neill's, character from that. And I know you don't like Jurassic Park 3, but I enjoyed it because they brought Sam Neill back. And
it was one of its very few redeeming qualities.
Yeah. Not William H. Macy.
No.
Okay, fair enough. So
that movie was a turd. All right. Speaking of movies that were turds.
Oh my gosh, I was like, speaking of franchises
that should die but won't, haven't yet.
Yeah.
Well, we know now that from the man's mouth himself, and I for one couldn't be happier.
I'm a big Sly fan.
And
he gives me plenty of reasons not to be.
Yeah. No, but listen, I am a fan of Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
But I am so happy to hear him say that the character Rambo is gone.
Yeah, listen.
That he will not be bringing it back.
Going and seeing...
Because this movie...
Last Blood.
...was atrocious.
Yeah, going and seeing
Ladies and gentlemen,
Rambo,
you are about
Last
to hear
Blood.
our first across-the-board bad review of a movie that we didn't think was going to be bad.
Yes, so the very first movie being Rambo First Blood.
I feel like spoiling it just so people don't waste their time.
It's not good.
I know, but that's how I'm actually feeling like vindictive about this movie.
I know you're angry, but no. So Rambo First Blood was the first movie, in it.
Yeah,
and it's kind of gone through. And as I've joking around, Sylvester Stallone is kind of seemingly doing a Harrison Ford, where he's bringing some old characters back, some beloved characters with Rocky and the Creed franchise, and he kind of said goodbye to that. We wrapped up Rocky. If you haven't seen that one, we go scroll through our stuff and find the Creed 2 review. But he brought back Rambo, Last Blood. And by the trailer, we're like, all right, Rambo's back. Rambo's back. Yeah. And by the title of Last Blood, you're like, okay, he's going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
This is it. He's going out.
Yeah.
But before I went and watched the movie, I had heard some horrible reviews.
See, I do my very, very best to avoid any kind of press on the movies that we're reviewing. So I went in relatively blind.
Right. You went in really blind. You didn't even know what the storyline was.
I watched the first teaser trailer, which literally just shows Rambo in his barn getting it, with an attack coming.
Right.
And I really thought that the storyline for this was going to be, listen, the government is sick of Rambo's crap.
Right.
And they're coming after him, and they're going to finish the job that they started 37 years ago.
Which would have been an awesome storyline that you brought that up, because I was like,
yeah,
and
that would have been a good one.
Not to bring it into current events or anything, but let's say he had some information on some political people that,
right,
collusion, and they wanted to suicide him.
Exactly.
Right. And that's what they came after him. And he was just like, listen, I learned some stuff back in Nam.
Yeah.
Because that's where this whole thing started. He's
True
like,
story.
Listen, I was a place where I shouldn't have been, and they got to come. Somebody's going for president now. And we got to tie some loose ends.
A better story.
It would have been pretty amazing seeing Rambo do that. Because
I got to say, again, it's a rated R movie, so don't take your kids. But
right. There's
some
gory.
heavy subject matter, first and foremost.
Oh, very much so.
And it's just, listen, I know that human trafficking is a real thing, and I know it's something that we should be aware of, and that we should be doing everything as a society we can to prevent it and from happening, and stop what is happening from happening in the first place. But
it's very uncomfortable.
I can still go my entire life without actually having to witness some of this stuff. And they put they put too much of it into this movie for my taste, and I've got a pretty high threshold, as we've discussed. Like, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to nanny anybody, but it just, for me, there's very few things that when seeing them on film make me uncomfortable, and this had quite a bit of that.
Right, and I think you and I have discussed how things happening to kids is difficult.
Things happening to children.
I don't like doing it,
and honestly, anything if you got kids in the room, maybe earmuff them or something. But anything to do with sexual assault,
right?
I don't ever need to see that on camera ever.
Right.
That's one of my thresholds.
Oh, and I'm right there with you.
It's a hard no for me.
Right.
And so immediately there were some scenes in this movie that immediately I was like, I don't even. It's like when you find a hair in your food. You're just like, I'm not even hungry anymore.
Right. Yeah. And
I lost all interest in the movie from there on, so it would have had to have been so amazing for the rest of it to even kind of recover.
Right.
And it didn't come anywhere close.
Well, and to kind of do a little bit of this story for the people that don't know, but Rambo is retired.
Yeah.
He's living on a farm in Bowie, Arizona. And has raised his niece.
Yep.
It's pretty much all he has. Like, he's got some PTSD. He's got some.
He's just trying to live a quiet life in the country,
raising some horses,
and he's raising his niece, whose father is
a bad dude,
and lives down in Mexico.
So she's found him, her estranged father, and has decided to go to
just drop on by to a terrible neighborhood in the Mexican slums.
Yeah, she's 17, got, really nice kid, innocent kid, and
looks like she's got a whole nice life ahead of her.
Right, and without spoiling too much, just bad things happen. She gets taken. Yeah,
she gets abducted by human traffickers. Bad things happen. That's really all there is to say about it.
And Rambo needs to go save her.
Pisses off Rambo, something fierce. So he goes Kevin McAllister.
Yeah, there's a big... Listen, in the concoction that was this movie, they went heavy on the Home Alone salt.
Yeah, the mayhem was very detailed.
Yeah. This movie is...
And that didn't even bother me.
More grotesque.
Yeah.
Than a lot of the horror movies that we've watched.
There's hands down.
There's blood. There's decapitations.
Imagine if Home Alone and the first Saw movie hooked up and had a little movie baby.
That would be...
It would be the third act of this movie.
Right. It's just... And the best part about it... It's like you
expect Rambo to pop around one of the corners and be like, I'd like to play a game.
Right. It gets weird.
Yeah.
Because it's grotesque for the fact of being grotesque.
Yeah.
Like, they're not.
It was gratuitous. It didn't add anything.
No. The best part about that is it was one of those times I went to the movie theater and it was the nursing home tour, decided to go see Rambo.
Yeah, I made the mistake of taking my wife because we're both fans.
Right.
So I thought it was going to be okay. Spoiler alert. It wasn't.
It was not okay.
Yeah.
But there was, the old people, and I'm like, made it kind of funny, where it was like
a little extra Foley in the movie.
Right. Like, kind of like the Joker. You kind of knew what you were getting yourself into by going to Rambo.
But this took what I knew I was walking into, and it went beyond that.
It went into the dirty dumpster and just hung out there, and it didn't
it just didn't have any redeeming qualities in the movie.
No.
Sylvester Stallone's getting old. He's having a harder and harder time, you can tell, and I'll equate this because we only have a couple minutes left. I'll equate this to when I went and saw Jackass 3D. Okay?
Yeah.
Jackass 3D, they're standing around there about to start one of their ridiculous stunts. And you can just see on their face where they're like,
we're getting too old for this.
Oh, I can't believe I signed up for this again.
Yeah. And this
had that feeling to it.
Wrap it up. They didn't wrap it up in the way I thought that they should have wrapped up the character. No. And listen, it's going to be streamed soon enough.
I think you'll do just fine not wasting the 90 minutes on this one. And that's hard for me to say because I am such a fan. For me, it's a skip it.
Yeah, stream it if you give half a care about this character.
Yeah.
If you don't, skip it. Yeah. It's not...
It again, to me, it just didn't have a single redeeming quality.
It's rough.
There was nothing really good about this movie.
Yep.
And that's a lot for me to say because I usually think that there's at least something good.
Right.
So
exactly. And there we are.
Lots of fun stuff happening. Lots of fun stuff coming up.
A whole lot.
Thanks for all the love out there. We appreciate you.
A lot of support.
And yeah.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Until next week. He's Tucker.
He's Beard.
We are out.